Hello everyone, this is Cheryl Abram. Welcome to Person-Centered Cyber. So are you all aware that an information system has a birth certificate, just like we do? So in the risk management world, RMF is what I'm talking about specifically here. This birth certificate or this document is called the System Security Plan. And in this SSP, it's 1.1.1, the system categorization where the information system is born. Operating and securing an information system without knowing the categorization is like raising a child without knowing the gender, personality, their needs, if they have allergies, what their characteristics are. You're basically blindly raising a child. And as y'all know, some of us struggle raising these kids with our eyes wide open. So imagine doing it blindly. I've gone through about 21 questions related to the System Development Lifecycle, or SDLC. And let me tell you, knowing RMF was so helpful in answering those 21 questions. As you can see here, the phases between RMF and SDLC, they match up almost perfectly. Now the CASHAPP Plus only dedicates 15% of the content to governance, risk, and compliance. But let me tell you something. If you can get a handle on that 15%, especially talking to my non-techs out there who are taking this exam, that will make the other 85% of the exam so much easier to learn and understand, including the really technical stuff. So there was one practice question that requested that I identify the SDLC phase that comes after management approves the system. I knew it was a question much more involved in that, but that was basically what it was. Now, there is no explicitly labeled approval phase in SDLC, but it was like a no-brainer for me because I live in RMF, every day. And I know from my day job that after receiving an authority to operate or an ATO, the system can be implemented. If I knew absolutely nothing about SDLC, I would have still gotten that question correct because I know RMF. Now, no matter where you're working, whether you're in the government or not, okay, every system you're currently working on in your job, if they use a risk management framework, it doesn't have to be RMF, but they do need to use a risk management framework. Every system in that organization is categorized, all right, according to the potential impact of a loss of CIA. All right. Now, as you can see on table 4 here at the bottom, we have, 3 categories: low, medium, and high, or low, moderate, and high, okay? And these determine which security controls you're going to implement and monitor on the system. The security controls just don't arrive sui generis from categorization. You got to know, well, what's the information? Like, what's the integrity of it? Is it low, medium, or high? What's the confidentiality, low, medium, or high? And when you know that, that tells you what controls you're going to put on the system. Now, everybody doesn't use RMF, so some commercial places do, but some of them don't. They might use ISO 27001 or 27002. They might use SOC 2. And there's other stuff out there that people can use, but the bottom line is if they're using any kind of risk management framework, the system has to have a birth certificate. Okay, so if you're curious about what that is, because normally we go into organizations and unless we work in RMF, we don't really know that part. Okay, all we know is STIGs and what we got to put on here and and pen testing. We don't know all that, and some of us don't even care. All right, but if you do, and especially for this exam, okay, if you want to do the best that you can do and not work as hard, to do it, then get this RMF down. All right. And it's really gonna help you. All right. So that's all I have for y'all right now. I'll see you back here next time.